Alright, chat. So, let's do some HLC, and I'm kind of curious what Operation Paperclip 2.0 is. Let's find out. On new place.
All right. It seems that the world has calmed down and your ceasefire is holding for now.
I know, right? It's so damn boring. Come on, let's blow something up. Attack somebody. Oh, God, man. This part of the timeline's just miserable.
Hey,
Buff, the world doesn't stop just because two people stopped shooting at each other. There's still a lot happening. Like, I'm developing new stuff. Do you ever stop?
Watch. Alright. Alright, what's Uncle Sam developing this time? Chat, what's a bet? Who wants to take a bet on what Uncle Sam's been developing in the last 3 days? Back from when this video was made. Let's see. Well, he talked about the electricity one last time. Okay, Catman, have a wonderful night. New bunker busters? I don't think it's new bunker busters. I'm thinking he talked about the underwater drones, so maybe it has something. It may be some kind of new drone thing. I don't think it's the hypersonics, gray matter, but who knows? Wait, there's just too many damn options. I mean, for God's sake, he could be DARPA could be developing literal teleportation devices, for all we know. I don't know. The suspense is killing me. Let's find out.
Developing new stuff? Perhaps you should, I don't know, solve some of the problems in your country? And I know, it's rich coming from me, but still. Ew, no. Why would I ever want to do that? I just be building shit, man. Like, we finally got the LRDR, the Long Range Discrimination Radar, online. It tracked a testing missile for the first time ever. It's really cool.
Please, for the love of God, let us hear from that guy. You have an opportunity to do the funniest thing ever right now.
Is there something I'm not aware of with this character? It's kind of in his name. The whole discrimination part. I'm here to detect Jewish space lasers and ballistic missiles from that shifty-eyed guy over there. The one who's real squinty, looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Xi Jinping called the fuck out. Yes. Oh, I fucking love it. Although, I do hope he explains what the LDLR or what the LRDR is. Like, just saying it's like long-range discriminatory radar. It tracked a missile. Okay, cool beans. What makes that so special, though? Like, how it tracked it. I kind of want to know legitimately what this thing is supposed to do. So I hope HLC actually talks about that.
And that's where I'm going to stop that right there. Okay, let's move on.
Officially, my new favorite fucking character.
Of course,
Mother Russia has started serial production of my Oreshnik missile. You know, the one that your precious Patriot system could not stop, America? 1, not designed for that threat, and 2, I wasn't even there, you fucking douche canoe. Yeah, that's more of a THAAD, Aegis, or GMD problem, but you go ahead and do you. Also, I've started serial producing my Sapsan, which is named after the Peregrine Falcon, obviously. You know, fastest animal on the planet.
Okay.
But,
what is it?
Yeah, it travels at over Mach 5 and can range publicly disclosed over 300 kilometers. Some assume it's over 500. I've had some really good luck with it over there in Russia.
Is this a missile? Is this a fucking missile that he's talking about? Holy shit. Mach 5, potential range of 500 kilometers. Fucking hell! That is one fast fucking bird. Jesus. That's not like, okay, 500 kilometers does not equal ICBM, Gallant. We're not into ICBM territory. Just, as Rygat said, it's hypersonic. To be sure.
And certain military experts are saying that it is impossible to intercept. Intercept? No.
Oh, shit.
Intercept? No.
Oh, God.
Oh, sad raptor noises.
Oh, poor kid. Oh, poor kid. They had to use the trigger word. They had to use the trigger word on the poor kid who's been edging for weeks.
The kid when he has a war boner.
I feel so bad for the poor kid. He's just sitting there like permanently edged and permanently hard as a missile. As a missile. He's been edged so fucking much again. If the kid has a wet dream, he's gonna glass a country by mistake. Somebody give the poor kid an intercept for fuck's sake before we all die.
Also, Ukraine, I don't let one side get away with it without the other side getting words are hard. They don't get away with saying their shit is impossible to intercept, and neither do you. Nothing is impossible. Everything in this world can be, I already said it once, intercepted. Intercept?
God damn it.
Yes.
Really? No.
No.
Buff, that's not funny.
Ha!
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
How else
God.
do you think I'm gonna maintain being the cool grandpa?
I thought it was like the zingers and the passive-aggressive racism that, like, the older millennials, Gen X, and the boomers really love, man.
You're really gonna call out 3 whole fucking generations like that? Okay, that's a weird flex.
Yeah.
Anyways, just because it hasn't been hit doesn't mean it can't be hit. Look, I'm not going to try and go all, only a Sith deals in absolutes, but realistically, I live here strictly to prove people wrong. How about all the money you've wasted on the missiles that you have wasted in the Red Sea shooting down cheap little drones? Or all the missiles you used in Israel to defend your daddy?
This is not going to go well. Oh, Glass is about to fuck up Slavic special ed on this one. Oh, this is gonna be good. And Tyler Holt Gaming. Yes, I do now. I need to let that cook for a little bit. I do need to let it cook for a little bit before we watch that. I can't watch it on like the day it released.
Or all the missiles you used in Israel to defend your daddy.
All it takes is one phone call and I can melt Siberia.
That's fair. I'll give you that. We have wasted a whole lot of money on those missiles, but it's not just the cost of the cheap drones. It's like, what could the drone destroy? And given that none of my ships are on the bottom of the ocean, like several of yours, I think that, effectiveness and cost is kind of a good, analysis there. See, I go for things that work, and then I try and make them cheap. You try and make cheap things work. That's the main difference.
Yeah.
That's why we laugh at your precious 5th gen. Held together with wood screws, hopes, and dreams, and communism. Do you know what the tensile strength of communism is? Fucking 0. I'm curious, America. You very rarely go for anything that is cheap. So,
True.
what are you trying to do now? That's the beauty of it, man. Also, this is how acquisitions work. I just put out a requirements document saying this is what I require, and I would like it to be the cheapest you can possibly make it. And then all these defense contractors show up and they have their own proprietary design, and we test them all against each other, and based off of capability and cost, we come up with stuff. We're trying out a few different things. We've put some Hellfires on some of my ships just to test that theory. Hellfires are significantly cheaper than, standard missile 2s. We also...
Did he just say that they strapped a bunch of Hellfires onto a ship to see if they would work? They put fucking Hellfire missiles on ships. I'm actually very curious what the outcome of that test was. Does anybody know how effective Hellfires were when launched from ship launched? Anybody know by chance? Like, do we know if the test results have been made public or anything? I'm legit curious.
Significantly cheaper than, standard missile 2s. We also
Did they, Norm?
we're
Nice.
potentially putting JAGMs on the Arleigh Burkes. However, they don't fit in the vertical launch system, so they have to have their own proprietary launch system. It's kind of cool in the design. It flips up and flips down so that they can reload it while they're at sea. It's pretty cool.
I don't mean to nitpick, but JAGM is the Joint Air-to-Ground Missile, and if it's coming off of a boat, that's like the, I don't know, sea-launched.
Spice turd with Yeah. Oh no, Elsa. That's I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the I'm somewhat familiar with the Hellfire missile. I was curious what the results of the test were, if anybody knew what the results of said test were. That's what I was curious about.
Oh, that's like the, I don't know, sea-launched surface-to-surface missiles. Oh, fuck, that's a hard acronym.
That's it. We're going to lose him. He's having a stroke.
No, Grandpa Buff. Somebody give him mouth-to-engine resuscitation. Elevate his
Hello?
feet. Loosen off his clothing. Put a finger in his butt.
You had me.
One plot. Okay. Somebody needs to stop switching out the kids' first aid CPR with porn. Who did it? Who switched out the kids' CPR tapes? Huh? I know it was one of you guys. Which one did it? Which one of you did it? Which one of you did it? I know it was one of you guys. Come on, fess up. Fess up! Who switched out the kids' first aid with porn? A likely story, GBP. Do you see what the result is? He thought Grandpa Buff was going to be having a stroke, and what is his first aid response? Stick a thumb up the poop hole. That is not fun for someone that's actually suffering a heart attack or a stroke. You see? Although it might actually get their heart rate up if their heart rate is decreased. So who knows? Maybe I don't know, if someone is in a cardiac depressive state, that actually might get the heart rate up a little bit. Could work. I minstrel.
Me until the last part over my dead fucking body.
His clothing.
Wait.
Put a finger in his butt.
You had me until the last part over my dead fucking body.
We'll probably just end up calling it like the B model, because it has to change very little to actually do that job. We've also been throwing Coyote drones, Roadrunner drones, and we're testing the new hyper-velocity projectile.
Hyper what? You cannot use that word. You always make fun of me when I use any hyper word.
That's because I don't fucking lie about it.
Yeah.
And basically the cost analysis there of the hypervelocity projectile is you could have about 600 of those rounds that are ready to go out of the 5-inch deck gun on an Arleigh Burke class destroyer for the cost of one standard missile 2. It's kind of cool. They fly out, they kind of turn as they're, going through the air, they can maneuver. We've started working with the 5-inch, but the Army also wanted their hands on it to put it in a 155, so we're doing that too.
Wait. Is he talking about deck gun rounds that literally function like smart gun rounds? Because this sounds like he's talking about deck gun-sized smart gun rounds. Fuck me. Chat, Cyberpunk is here a hell of a lot faster than we thought it would be. Okay, I'm making a decree. I am making a decree right fucking now. Navy? One of those guns has to be named Skippy. You have to call one of those deck guns Skippy. This is a must. This is a non-starter. You cannot say no. I better see Skippy written in color, in childlike lettering on one of those deck guns. I have spoken.
With all of that extra money, you could probably pay me back for the F-35.
Yep, that's the accent we're going with. Apparently it's pronounced like Turkey when you live there, so that's what we went with. But anyways, look, I know you paid for the F-35s, but then you made a deal with this guy. Not a lot of people like him right now because, he looks like a thumb and decides to invade his neighbors, and you bought his air defense systems. And that's when I pulled you from the THAAD program and the F-35 program. You remember I warned you about that?
I will not get rid of my S-400s. That part of this is closed. I either want my F-35s or I want my money back.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's big words for somebody whose country is named after a flightless bird whose legs we feed ourselves while we're at the fucking Renaissance fair.
Buff. We'll try and be nice.
Nah, fuck that. Dude's like a frenemy.
Oh, God, here we go.
Him and Hungary are on the lowest end of the spectrum of people that we fucking trust in NATO. We'd be better off without him. Oh, I have the second largest standing army in NATO. Yeah, how big's your standing army when you're on your fucking own, dipshit?
Dude's got a point. Plus, I probably already spent that money actually building the equipment. Just gave it to somebody else when you decided to be stupid. Don't worry, it'll be processed in 3 to 5 presidencies. Speaking of NATO, it would appear that we have all come to the agreement we will now contribute 5% of our GDP instead of 2% within the next decade. So you got your wish, America. You strong-armed all of your allies so that you could get what you wanted. We're all going to spend more money on dumb explosive... that's a hard one to say. Dumb explosive shit. Congratulations.
I know he said it in a snarky tone, but quite frankly, I couldn't be fucking happier. I am tired of carrying the weight of this alliance on my fucking back.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Look, man, in the grand scheme of things, if everyone in NATO builds up their firepower and their military, then everyone in NATO is better protected. Like, that's the logic behind it. Instead of one person, me, carrying all the fucking payload and doing all the hard shit, everybody can help each other. I think it's a win across the board, man. It's like when you want your kid to move out of the house and you tell them over and over and over, like, hey, you should go look for a job, you should go do this, you should go do that. And then one day they come home and all their shit's on the curb and they become successful in spite of you. It's kind of like that. Well, fine. But don't be surprised when your allies start just building shit too, and then you'll want your hands on it.
If the Allies stop building shit, why does Beans on Toast think that the U.S. is going to stop building shit? Am I understanding what he just said correctly? Hang on. I want to hear that again. That doesn't sound like it makes any fucking sense.
That, and then one day they come home and all their shit's on the curb, and they become successful in spite of you. It's kind of like that. Well, fine. But don't be surprised when your allies start just building shit too, and then you'll want your hands on it.
That doesn't make... No, since, look, when your allies stop just building shit. He said when your allies stop just building shit. Not start, stop. You think so? Okay, hang on, let me hear it again. You know what? Maybe HLC fucked up the subtitles.
I like that. Well, fine. But don't be surprised when your allies start just building shit too. And then
Okay. Yeah. HLC. Fix your subtitles, man. Fix your subtitles. Yeah, you're right. He did say start. He did. You guys, okay. Now it makes more sense. You guys are absolutely correct. I misheard him. He did say start.
you'll want your hands on it. I'm not worried. I just built an MQ-20 Avenger drone, and we put HiveMind AI in it, and it was engaging its own targets, which is super cool. So the MQ-20, I actually had to learn about this thing. It's a concept. It's kind of a test bed platform. It's low observable, which means it's more stealth than the Su-57.
Ha! Got him.
It has internal weapons bays to reduce its radar cross-section, and of course, it has an over 20-hour loiter time. Also, instead of a prop, it's a turbofan jet engine, so it goes much faster. Oh yeah, America. We in Germany have started doing the similar things, yeah. We started making several programs now that there are no strings on me. So we have created the world's first helium-3 ion in a that is hard to say in German accent, stellarator, using a process called, I got to read this because it's big words, ion cyclotron resonance heating, where we make plasma in several million degrees, and it creates good energy.
Interesting.
It's not going to happen a third time, right? Of course not. He's on our team. Plus, it's just energy. Get down with your bad self, Germany. Oh, good, yeah. So we've also started developing, and we've put out a contract for it, yeah. It's just a UAV. It just goes way up there. Okay, it's an edge of space UAV that travels at hypersonic speeds, has VTOL capability, internal weapons base, and it will also be used for scientific research, and it can also drop satellites.
Dang, how? Okay. You have a fucking hypersonic edge of space UAV with the weapons platform capability of bringing down satellites, or at least they're developing it. That's fucking scary. That is a scary fucking concept. Yeah, a believer. Yes, I do think Uncle Sam just might want that. Yeah. Well, and bandwalking, yeah, that's the crux of it, is this is supposed to be edge of space, and it's UAV. I don't think, I'm not sure that any of our UAZs currently have the ability to bring down the satellite. The F-15 can. We proved that the F-15 can bring down a satellite. I don't think the U.S. has a UAV that can do that yet, especially one that's hypersonic. So, yeah, that's a little fucking scary to think about.
Wow, Germany, getting back to your roots there. That's impressive. I definitely am not jealous or nervous about that at all.
It appears we didn't get all of them in the 1940s, so anyone opposed to a paperclip 2.0?
I mean, Buff's not wrong. It's yet wrong. I mean, it's all well and good saying, hey, everybody start contributing more to the GDP or contributing more to defense through NATO. But, you know, Beats on Toast is right. Is a lot of countries now have been starting to sort of pull inward. And at least the more prosperous ones are starting to look inward in terms of a lot of things. So, yeah, Ribbon, yeah, I mean, it's perfectly fine to say that. But at the same time, it's not only about just building their own shit. It's also about pulling back from all sorts of, not just, military strength. And and building up, and contributing to military armament within NATO. There's more than just that going on. Yeah, there's many countries are starting to, like I said, draw inward and not wanting to work with the U.S. on a lot of things then now, which is not a positive. So, having people, countries, okay, you guys need to start building up your own militaries and bolstering your own defenses, so we're not always needing to be there for you. I'm all for that. I'm totally fine for that. But the way in which it's being conducted is causing countries to turn inward, not only to bolster their military strength, but to also push out the U.S. on a lot more than just defense. Things like trade and generalized cooperation. That's the problem that we're running into these days, unfortunately.